ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Now let's try to understand how to install MySQL in Mac. In order to do so, we are going to use browser and we are going to search for MySQL. As soon as we hit enter, it will navigate to different links related to MySQL. We will click on the official website and it will navigate to the official web page. Now on the top, we can see there are a lot of tabs. We are going to click on downloads. Let's scroll down and click on the link stating MySQL Community Downloads, which will navigate to a page where we have lot of tools. Now instead of, in case of Windows, we used MySQL installer for Windows, which has tools for both server and workbench. But in case of Mac, we would be installing separately and we would be clicking on MySQL server. Here we can see the web page automatically identifies we are using which particular system. What is the operating system? So this is Mac, so automatically it identifies, we can see here very clearly, it is Mac operating system. And the version of MySQL, it will display automatically the recent version of MySQL which we are trying to install. Now, there are lot of links to download. We are not going to use everything. We would be focusing on the first two. The first one specifically says if you are using M1, M2 processes, the second link specifically talks regarding Intel processor. I'm using M2 processor, so I'll be going with the first one. I'll click on the first download link. As soon as I do so, you need not click on login or sign up. We will click on no thanks. Just start my download and it would start downloading our setup file. It will take few minutes. Let's wait for the setup file to get downloaded. Once it is downloaded, we can see the file. We will click on it. We can open it or we can double click on the same. As soon as we do so, it will open the file and we can see MySQL folder is present. This is a setup file. Just double click on the top of it and it would ask for the permission. We will click on allow. Now click on continue. We can see at the left hand side there are a lot of procedures which we need to go through. We can read the license and we have to click on continue, agree. Now again, let's click on continue, followed by again if you want to change the installation location, otherwise simply click on install. Here it would ask us to apply the system password. Let's enter the same and click on install software. Once it is done, so we need to apply the password for the server. Now this is not the system password. We have to go through the requisite which is already mentioned here. That is, it should be minimum of 8 characters followed by mix of letters, numbers and special characters. So give a password of your choice and make sure to remember in which case we are providing the password and click on finish. Now again, we have to provide the system password and click on OK. It will take few seconds. Now, again, click on allow and close. So it is asking us to move it to trash or to keep it. We will go with keep. So now, in order to check if the server is running fine, we will go with terminal. We will open terminal. And here we are going to type MySQL minus, we have to give a space, then followed by minus u space root space minus p and hit enter. So if it is running fine, it will display the server is running and it would ask us for password. But if it is not running fine, you can see very clearly it is showing command not found. So now what we need to do is we will go with settings and we are going to search for MySQL. Yes, and double click. So here we can see it is displaying the server is running. It is showing two green buttons. If you want to stop the server, we can click on it manually. If I'll go to configuration, you can see there are a lot of directory file paths. So the next thing what we need to focus on is, let's move on to terminal, and here we would type cd tilde and hit enter. The next thing is we will type ls, hit enter, followed by ls space -a and hit enter. Why are we going to do this? It will display all the hidden folders. We can see these are the hidden folders which we are able to find. The main file which we need to focus on is .shrc. So now we need to enter the file path of MySQL bin folder into this particular file. Let's try to open this particular file first. So we would write open space .shrc, ZSHRC, and hit enter. So we can see here all these directories, all these file paths which are visible over here is specifically if I'm using any Java. So all the versions of the Java which we are using, it would be displaying the file paths for the same. But we are focusing on MySQL. Generally for you, it would be completely empty since I'm using Java. So all these directories you can see here is respective for all the versions of Java which I'm using. For you, mostly it would be empty. So now we need to enter the file path of MySQL bin folder over here. So now in order to enter the file path in this particular directory, that is .zshrc, what we need to do is we will type export path equals to in single quotes. It is not mandatory though. But here we need the path and we do not have it. In order to do so, we will go to Spotlight and we will type /user/local. We will go to local file and we can see here that is MySQL files. We will click on the MySQL current version and we can see here bin. Now if I'll click on it, below right click and click on copy bin as path name. Now the path name has been copied. We can minimize or we can close it. Let's close this one also, minimize, and we are going to paste it within the quotes. Done. And we are going to save it by command S. Below you can see it is already saved, and we can close this particular window. Otherwise, we can completely open a new terminal. I'm going to go with a new terminal now. You can close it also. And we are going to start from scratch as we did earlier. So now we would type MySQL space -u space root space -p. Hit enter. Now this time it is asking for password. Earlier it wasn't. Now you have to give the password which you have set for the server. It won't display here, so don't get worried. You just enter your password and hit enter. And we can see here, it displays the server is running fine. Very clearly it is showing. So Oracle is registered trademark of Oracle Corporation. So that means our server is running fine. We need to install MySQL Workbench, which is an application through which we need to pass our arguments or all the request to the server. So we will close this and we will click on terminate. Don't worry, nothing would happen. We can close this window also and we can close this window also. And we would navigate to browser. Let's open a new tab and type MySQL, hit enter. As usual, let's go to the official website and click on downloads. Scroll down, click on MySQL community downloads. And this time we are going to click on MySQL Workbench. Again, it identifies it as macOS and we would go with the first one depending on M series processor or Intel processor. Click on downloads and no thanks, just start my download. Usual process, and it will take few seconds to download the setup file for Workbench. It's done. Let's double click on the top of it. It will take few seconds to open it. Now, from left hand side, we have to pass it on towards left hand side as it displays through the arrow symbol. Again, it would take few seconds. So the application is done. Let's close it. And we just need to check if this application is present. We can see here MySQL Workbench. Click on open. So for me, it is taking few seconds to open the file. For you, it might take fewer seconds and it would open that complete workbench. So that is the actual platform as mentioned earlier, where we are going to give our request to the server in order to deal with the data. So now it is done. Let's click on this local instance. So first we need to connect to the server. For that, you need to click on that local instance and give the password for the server which we had decided earlier. And make sure you have to give it in the same case where, in whichever case you have decided. Continue anyway. And don't show this message and continue anyway. And so this is the platform where we are going to request. And you can click on schemas rather than sessions. We will be clicking on schemas on the top, and here it would display all the database and all the database objects. So with this, we installed MySQL in Mac.